radio check.
Spotter radio check, can you hear me?
Ouch, Riley just crashed bad coming out of the last corner and blew his engine.
Oh, was that him that flew
Yeah.
up into the wall?
Yeah,
okay.
he hit the fence on the right side. It's not good when some of the top guys in the series are crashing.
Mic check.
5x5.
I'm gonna leave from Discord. Have a good race all.
If you want, I can just move you down to a different channel. That's what we do.
Have a good race, Ardo. See you later.
See you out there, Otto. Alrighty. He's getting his game on, game face.
Pre-race poop.
Yeah. I don't think this is gonna split, Ben.
No, it won't.
It exits
It's going
clear.
to be a busy track, and it's going to require some patient Nissan.
Yep.
There's just really only one good place in the infield for you to pass, and that's on that little back.
Clear left.
Hey, in that last corner back onto the oval, before you get onto the oval, do you guys tend to track out and then come in as you take the oval, or do you stay inside and track out on the oval?
Jump on board roll.
I'm on track, sir. I'll figure it out when I come around in one of you guys.
We cut the very left side of the grass, so we come all the way over from the fence, and then cut the grass, and oftentimes end up at the wall because of the way the car gets bounced when you get onto the oval.
All right.
P1.
Hey, Yona, are there a lot of Nissans in your session?
Ten.
Okay.
Right side. Right side's clear.
Okay, so the Audis do track out after that left corner. After you touch the grass, I can do an over-under.
That last lap was a 101.3. The guy behind has just done a 102.3.
And it looks like we won't be catching you guys for at least, I'll say somewhere between 7 to 10 laps. Maybe, yeah, maybe 7 to 10, yeah.
You've just done a 1:00.3 seconds. You're currently 2.1 seconds quicker than second. Sector 3 time is fast. Sector 1 time is good.
Man, Sector 1 is where they're getting... Sector 1 is where I'm losing my time compared to Riley and Nick. Those guys.
Second almost. You got about 7 minutes, Ben. Don't forget to start your stream.
Your lap time was at 1:00.6. Sector 3 time is quick.
My calculations are correct. I'm going to catch you at the end of the oval.
Sector 1 time's okay.
Because we're running about 4 or 5 seconds faster than you guys. Still a little experiment. See if you lose. Oh no, stay down. See if you lose any downforce with me behind you.
Just done a 101.6.
Right side's clear.
Is that okay?
P1.
I don't think it was close enough to make a difference.
Sector
But
3
yeah,
time's
that was
okay.
fine.
Sector 1 is quick.
'41.
Your lap time was 1:00.1 seconds. Sector 3 is a tenth off the pace. Sector 1 is quick. Sector 2 time is good. Sector 3 time's okay.
Ah, wrong gear. Trying to freaking change this
Sector
shit.
1 time's okay.
No changing settings in the corners.
Sector 2 is 7.1 off the pace. You need to find a 10th in Sector 3. Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace. P1, your last lap time was at 1:00.7. You're 10th off the pace in Sector 3.
How's it feeling, Ben?
I'm just slower than Rob and Nick and the. So we'll
Sector
see.
2 time is quick.
That's the traffic game and the consistency game. We'll see how I do. It won't be hard to improve on my.
You've just done a 1:00.1. Sector 3 time is quick. You're 0.2 off the pace in Sector 1.
Ben, start your session, buddy. It's 12 o'clock. Start your server stream. Man, time flies, huh? Yona, you still here?
Yes.
Good luck, buddy. I will see you at the end.
Yeah. Good luck.
Benny boy, see you out there, buddy. Good luck. Benny boy?
Checker flags out, P1.
Hey, Ben?
Yeah.
We split.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if this track has a map. I wonder if I made top split.
You did.
Okay, good.
Barely. Car number 21.
Okay.
Out of 22.
Nice.
Yeah. Dude, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Nissans and 11 Audis.
All right, it's a small field then,
Yeah.
like the old days.
Now, a lot of the guys are pissed off in the Discord channel.
Yeah. Happened.
All right, man. I will see you out there. I'm gonna go qualify.
All right, brother. You too.
Later.
The pit exit is clear. Push now. Okay, Michael. We've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
Let's get those tires warmed up. Hey, Brett. How's it going, buddy?
Only 2 more laps of fuel.
Will do, Brett.
53. This is the last lap of fuel. That was 58.8. Just done 58.0.
It's kind of tricky here. It's a very tough track, very bumpy. Trying to see if I can take pole here, but I'm super slow.
2 litres left.
I did not take pole.
P6.
Wow. Just couldn't do it. And it's weird because I'm a lot quicker than this. I think it's cooler. Throw that Charlotte Road course setup again. Yeah, if I survive. The last time we were here, I didn't even last the first 2 corners. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. All right. No, that didn't go as planned.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
The weather is a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Because this is...
I was just looking at my field. There's only one name in here, maybe 2, that I feel confidently faster than. Yeah, I'm worried that I'm gonna have a terrible. Assuming no attrition, you know, just on pace.
Geez, I'm like half a second off. I think I was taking it super conservative just to get a freaking lap in. Oh, Brett says hi.
Hey, Brett, how you doing?
You finished this race last time we were here, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Did you finish well?
I don't know. I don't remember. I finish most of my races, you know. Every now and then I'll crash out of one, but generally I finish on the...
Well, I finished most of my races, but we've only been here once. I mean, I don't have a very good track record here.
Until the last couple of seasons, I was reliably top 5, sometimes podium, you know, often podium. But
often in the lead for the win, and then he screwed it up.
Yeah, only one time did that happen.
I thought it was twice.
No, 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened to me one time at Brands Hatch.
You're trying to erase it out of your memory. All right, I will see you out there. Good luck. You'll see me coming with the lights flashing. Don't worry. Get out of my way! All right, make sure we got the setup running. Cold.
That's the end of the session. P7.
Connected. Fuel. Let's run 173. Just. Alright, so I'm going to turn the chat off. I won't be able to read your messages, Brett, because I had a bad accident in Nürburgring trying to read messages. So I'll read them all at the end, but I will be here. Untick that, untick tires. Make sure my brake pressure is at, let's try that, 57.7. This could either be a really short race, or we can be fighting for top 5. Unfortunately, this race split. So we have 22 cars in here instead of 44 or 45. I think that was the number before it split. It shouldn't be splitting. It should be splitting at 60 cars. So someone made a mistake here, iRacing's part, because this should have been a big grid. But nevertheless, 22 cars is still big grid with all the top drivers. So hopefully this won't be as bad as I think it will be.
22 Celsius.
But
pole position.
anything can happen. Anything can happen. Unfortunately, the weather is colder. I was actually quicker than Ardo in practice sessions during qualifying runs, so I don't know what happened. I don't know why I'm half a second slower for some reason. I guess because it's colder. I didn't know what to expect out of the car, so I was very conservative with my lap. But surviving the first lap or two is going to be crucial. Just getting away from the traffic jam that is the Nissan field starting. And hope I don't rear end somebody. Knock on wood. Now we did finish in second last week, chasing Anti La Pista. We finished about a second behind Anti last weekend at Road Atlanta, so I'm hoping that I can get up front and fight for a good position here. Of course, we see Ardo there on the right. He's my teammate, running the same paint. So I don't know what'll happen if I get up to his position. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. There we go.
right. Clear on the right.
Ah, come on, man. Timu. You completely brake checked me there. I bet I have bad damage now. God damn it. See, it's the first 2, 3 freaking corners.
Oh, Michael, shocking start.
Shit.
Come on, get it together.
I can tell my top speed is down. God, son of a bitch!
The gap to Mcleod ahead is increasing. It's now 1.6. What's your speed limit in the pits?
I have to
Activate
pit, because
limits.
there's no way I'm going to be able to race like this. I mean, the Audis are quicker than me, for Christ's sake. God damn it. Yeah, 40 seconds of optional. That's my race. There goes my race, ladies and gentlemen.
The leader's just done a 59.1. The guy ahead's lap time is a 59.2. The pit exit looks clear. Blue flag. The driver in front of us is King.
That's the same guy that hit me, I think. Or that I hit.
Blue flag.
We got our pace back, but we're 1 lap down. We got our pace somewhat. It's still super slow. I should be about 10 kilometers an hour quicker right now.
He's still there. Clear right.
You're running last.
God damn it, can he drive this freaking car? We're still missing about maybe 7 miles an hour on the straight. I should be at 183 right now. I'm at 177.
That's the fastest lap of the race. Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace.
Right now it's just basically trying to finish the race and get whatever points we can. And hope people wreck.
lap. Sector 3 is 0.3 off the pace.
There goes Clayton. Need some big wrecks to happen in here. Yeah, I'm 7 miles an hour slower.
King ahead is pitting.
See what happens when we reach the Audis. King retired, so we gained a position there.
P10.
We're catching them Audis. So it looks like first through fourth are running pretty tight. I would have been there too. Charlotte's never been good to me, and never will.
That lap was a 59.9. Sector 2 is 0.6 off the pace.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Thank you.
Blue flag.
Uh-oh. I'm getting into accidents.
Yellow flag.
Car right. Right side's clear. Car right. Right side's clear.
Justin Albrecht's having some problems. That's good. More accidents, come on.
Slow car ahead. This guy's racing us for position. He won't get a blue flag.
I think that's Benny Boy.
Go on your right. Clear right.
Blue flag.
Ah, traffic.
10th position. Blue flag. That lap was at 102.3. Sector
Try
1
to do
is
our best through
1.9
here.
off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.5 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.1 off the pace. Slower car ahead. We're racing this guy for position. Don't expect a blue flag.
On your left. You're clear on the left.
Blue flag.
Left side.
There's a group of slower cars ahead.
Left side's clear. There's a car right. Clear right. There's a guy on your left. Clear left.
That was 1:00.4 seconds. Sector 1 is 1.4 seconds off the pace.
Left side. Clear on the left. Car on your right side. 3 wide.
Blue flag.
You are clear on the right. Clear all round.
Slower car ahead. This guy won't get a blue flag because he's racing us for position.
Car left. You are clear on the left.
Blue flag. Blue flag.
Car on your left side. Still there. You are clear on the left.
Where's the attrition? Come on.
10th position. Sector 1 is 0.4 off the base. We need to find a 10th in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0 tenths off the base. Yellow flag, watch out.
Timu.
On your left. Here on the left.
Everybody's getting these half-ass spins. I need somebody to crash that isn't me. Now they're gonna fight.
Blue flag. That lap was at 1:00.1 seconds.
On your left. Left side's clear.
You've just done a 59.6. You're 2 tenths off the pace in Sector 3. Blue flag.
Car on your left.
Don't have time to wait for
Yellow
you,
flag.
sir.
Keep your wits about you, mate.
Clear left.
Blue flag.
Car left. Still there. Left side's clear.
Okay, Michael, you're reeling. Cloud in. The gap's now 6.1 seconds.
Left side. Left side's clear.
V10.
In one position. I'm surprised there isn't more
Yellow flag. Caution.
attrition. Oh, my friend Yone. Uh-oh. He must have had an accident there. That sucks.
That's half distance. Fuel levels are fine. gap to Mcleod behind is increasing. It's now 4.8 seconds. P9. That lap time was 101.6. Slower class car ahead.
Who's that other Nissan up there? Is that,
All right. Clear on the right. Car on your right. Right side's clear.
Nice one, Michael. This is great. Come on, keep nailing those exits. We're quickest at the moment.
these guys are fighting for position here. Ooh, a little loose. Dimu is getting loose.
Sector 1 is 1.3 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.3.
Right side.
Coming up on a slower class car.
He's still with you. Clear right.
There we go. Bye bye, Dimu. Gotta say, I just gotta survive this race. And it'll be cool.
You've got half your fuel left.
Car on your left side. Left side's clear.
Sector 1 is 2.3 off the pace.
He's gonna hit the wall one of these corners. I can feel it.
Coming up on a slower class car.
He's on your left. Keep your line. Clear on the left. Guy on your left.
You have 2.
You're clear on the left.
P8.
Ah, Dimu retired. I can't afford to retire. I've already had 2 drop weeks. Because I had to race the Petit Le Mans. And I crashed at Nürburgring on my own. So I cannot afford to just quit.
You're coming up on a slower car.
Gotta get as many points as possible. Most of the Nissans are driving on their own right now.
Sector 2 and 3 are fast. Sector 1 is 0.4 off the pace. You're approaching a group of slower cars.
Left side there's a car. You are clear on the left.
That was kind of hairy, but we managed to survive. Still got 15 minutes left in this sucker. There we go. They're battling. They're battling. Come on. Crash into each other.
Slower class car ahead. The gap ahead is now 19 seconds. Sector 1 is 2.5 off the pace.
On your right. Clear right.
Slow car ahead. This guy's their class leader.
You are clear on the right.
That lap time was 1:00.2 seconds. Sector 1 is 1.3 off the pace.
So right now we're at 178 miles an hour. I should be at like 184. We're missing so much top end.
Okay, Michael, gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 18 seconds. Come on, keep digging. 8th place. That lap time was 1:00.2 seconds. Sector 2 and 3 times are good. Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace.
Hopefully Gabriel can make a mistake here. We're just trying to stay behind these guys to add to the pressure. I got nothing to lose anyway.
You're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 14 seconds.
Big accident, come on.
That was a 1:00.2 seconds.
Ben is in 10th. Looks like he's having a bad race too. Or a good race, I'm not sure how that works. Yeah, bad race.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Somebody must have lost it. Is that Clayton up there? That is Clayton.
P8.
Ooh,
Slower
you almost.
car ahead.
I'm here.
All right. Right side's clear.
Clayton has no business being out here being that slow with his car damaged the way it is.
Your lap times are increasing. Come on, keep your focus. Alright, Michael, you're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 12 seconds.
Nah, I don't have enough time. Not enough time to catch 7th.
There's a group of slower cars ahead. These guys are busy fighting each other.
Just gonna stay behind them.
Car left. Left side's clear.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Car on your left. Left side's clear.
That lap was a 102.2. Coming up on a slower class car.
Oh, Yone, my teammate, I just got him.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
The gap behind has increased to 5.2 seconds. 7th position. Coming up on some slower cars. These guys are busy fighting. They might not notice you.
Left side.
Don't want to disturb
Okay,
their
on the left.
battle.
Car on your left. Clear left.
The gap in front is now 12 seconds. Slower class car ahead. You've just done a 103.4.
There's a guy on your left. Clear left.
Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace. Coming up on a slower class car.
Right side. Clear right.
Last lap. You're a 10th off the pace in Sector 3.
This is the leader in the Audis. Try not to
Slower
mess
car
him
ahead.
up.
This guy's the class leader.
Left side. Left side's clear.
That sucked.
37. Okay, we're done.
That sucked. Hey guys. Man, that sucked. Even though I repaired the damage, I still had maybe 5 to 6 miles an hour deficit on the straights or in the oval. Man, we had a top 3 car today. That sucks. Who the hell hit me? Or who the hell did brake check me? Let me check. Alright, so watch this. I think it's this guy. Let me see here. So, far chase. Let's see that. See, he locked up. He lost the rear end and tried to catch it going out. Watch him. See, he was just supposed to keep going. What the hell happened? Who's that? Gabriel. Man. Sucks about the brake check. What a crock of shit.
I'm just not good enough.
Man, I hit fucking what's his name? Gabriele Ignini brake checked me into turn 2 hard on the outside, and then I got back onto the oval, and it doesn't even go into 5th gear anymore. It's so slow. I had to pit for 40 seconds and lost the lap.
I think that's the guy who, I don't know what he did, brake check or did he lose the control, but I had to avoid him when I hit the wall, so.
Dude, he brake checked.
But there was some massive net code on the first lap.
Like, before he even takes the corner, he had a guy on his right side, and then he tries to take the corner too wide, and then I think his rear end kind of gets a little weird, and then he tries to catch it by counter steering to the left. His car drives straight, and then he brakes hard. It sucks. What happened to you, Yone, in the infield?
When?
When I passed you.
I don't know, I had...
Your car was in the sand. Did you hit the fence coming out onto the oval?
Yeah,
ah.
It was the Gabriele Ignini or something. He was... I don't know what he was doing, but he was losing the control all the time, and I was too close to him, so...
Yeah, I like I said at the beginning, I didn't have high expectations for this one.
I had one fun the first half of the race. I was catching the top 3 all the time a little bit, so fun car.
After I repaired the damage, I normally hit about 184 miles an hour on the oval. After the damage was repaired, I was hitting like 178, 179. Sucks. God damn it, that sucks. We'll see that from Let's see how he brake checks. See, he brake checked so hard. Yeah, that's definitely a brake check. Hey Ben,
Yeah.
can you jump onto my stream and confirm that this is a brake check for me?
Okay, I'm on.
Alright, so watch, I'm here, watch this. Let me zoom in. I'm gonna play it fast, normal speed and then slow. Watch this. Watch this guy in the 16. See that?
Sort of. I think he expected you to dive down into the hole. Or maybe he was losing it under braking. Have you watched it from his...
Let's see. Yeah, I read that, Brett. But that's definitely a brake check. Even if it's a light one. Because he was supposed to just keep on rolling. Look how smooth everybody else moves. Watch. Watch how smooth everybody else drives through this corner. Alright? Watch. He's the only one that kind of stops and stutters. See? C'est la vie. What happened to you, Ben?
Just slow. Just not good enough.
How often do you practice, huh?
2 or 3 times a week. I can't practice 5-6 hours. I just can't. I've worked too hard. And
Where do you get your setups? Do you ever use theirs?
When I tend to build my own, but I tried Rob's this week and didn't. But I don't know. I might take a break from Cam.
Maybe Lotus 79 or Lotus 49?
I don't know.
This track sucks. Oh yeah? On my stream? Let me see. I don't know, Brett. I don't know if we're gonna go to Lotus. I feel super competitive in the Nissan. I'm probably top 3, top 4. And I want to take advantage of that right now before I, move to another series. But I think we're gonna watch this race. We're gonna watch this on GSRC if you guys want to stick around. I think this is... What week is this? Week 7. We're at Sebring next week. Sebring, that should be a fun one. Alright, let's watch this sucker.
Mistake I made. Cameras provided by.
That hurt my my position in the standings a lot.
Behind there, and Iskrin Pondiv in third, 28 points back. Thomas Delmuth is a lot closer now. Look at that. He's only a point back now from Pondiv. And Brian Shanahan sitting back 35.5 points. And Joe, I think we talked about that. Now I don't remember. How did they calculate the half point? What was that again?
That's how they dealt with the split that they had unexpectedly. So we'll take a look at how this race itself will go. With this being round 7, as we mentioned, the drivers are well into the season. This is only a 40. The traffic and the difficulty in overtaking, especially in the infield, on everyone's mind today.
Yeah, as you said, also, first of all, welcome from me on here. But as you said, especially in the infield, it will be tough to manage your traffic. Not so much for a GTP because you just have the outright power through there, but especially for
that the Audis aren't flat out on the oval. Which
We've been very strong all season. I mean, Ardo, he's part of my trick now.
No,
He's won a few races this season. I've come second, third in a few races this season, challenging for the lead. It's been good. I mean, Yone, Kaijanen, he's our teammate. He won at the Nürburgring last weekend or two weekends ago. So yeah, we're there, man.
Horrible result.
Well,
that back in the 80s, and multiple times even, I should note. So that's the reason why this series is racing here. It's not just because it's a free track, not just because they're crazy. They are crazy, but they have their reasons. So let's see who's got reason to win.
Let's put that at 1080. Looks horrible.
To win
there
as
we go.
the roof pace car peels off. Fabian Gerber accelerates away.
Ardo
in
is,
round
yeah.
7 of the Kamel GT series. Already a threat for second is Antti Lepisto as Justin Albrecht up the inside, but he breaks a little bit too early. Ardo Yamaki sticks his nose in, and they all get through the first corner clean. Let's go back.
Oh, they're having some streaming issues, man. Let me go back to 720.
Wagner shoots the gap and gets to turn 1 first, Joe, in front of Riley Thompson.
I missed my little
having to yield
tap.
and give up that position. What a great start by Yoni. And they've already caught Nissan there. Who is that?
That's Yoni Kajanen, who had a bit of a spin in the infield. Thankfully, he gets it going before they catch him, and he shouldn't be much of a problem.
I didn't know that
for
happened
this
to
field.
Yoni.
We'll go back to that replay in a little bit. The GTPs are already on the oval, and Fabian Gerber is stretching himself away to nearly a second over Antti Lepisto.
Oh, there was a Coca-Cola one? I didn't see
In
that.
fact, most of the GTPs are spreading out. They've all got their own little bit of track. Cannot be said for the GTOs.
No, Riley Thompson, boy, I'll tell you what, he got caught up in Yoni's draft there down the backstretch.
All right, Yoni, catch you later.
Really made some big gains, but here they come across the start-finish line, down in a 1.
It's early breaking into that corner. These cars don't have as much grip as modern race cars. With that little kink, it can be tricky. So back into the infield they go, all staying tied together. Steph, do you think that we'll see quite a bit of train racing like this with the Audis? Do they punch a big hole in the air?
With the Audis, I'm pretty sure that we will see for a long time this train racing.
I think Coca-Cola has a better ring to it, but I hate Coca-Cola.
Really good, make the difference from the good drivers. It's where we will see.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Kamel next season.
It's already breaking up a little.
It's been my.
The front Hagner gets himself a
This is my 7th season now.
See if that can be reeled in. Yeah, Sean.
Right, Riley struggled a little bit down in the infield. He laid apex on one of the turns, got him slowed down, and in fact, it got Jamie Hall checked up. Has allowed Yoni to pull out just a little bit now. But it all changes when you come down to 1.
And we have our first driver to lose it in turn 1 in the GTP.
They didn't even notice me pitting.
Had to take avoiding action to keep from running into that bright yellow wall.
2 litres remaining. Okay, Michael, we're running on fumes, mate. Hit this lap. In this lap, Gerber is leading the race.
Yes, we have a corner name. Hooray! Yeah, he knew it was happening. He just bailed out early. Thankfully, they don't have the wall in this version, so he just was able to take to the runoff. We're going to watch one more time on board. This sent him to the back of the field, except for Michael Houghton, who unfortunately had to take a tow and get his car repaired. He's back out a lap down.
I didn't take a tow.
Ooh, battle for the lead starting to heat up in the GTPs. Fabian Gerber has both Lepisto and Albrecht all over the back of him.
There's Ardo in that red car. I would have been right on his tail, too.
Yeah, Joe missed his braking zone going into 1. Just totally blew it. Totally blew it. 4-wheel lockup.
Another victim from heartburn turn. We're going to watch here.
What series do you run, Titanium?
From on board the Finnish driver.
Titanium. I forgot. I thought it was an A.
Maybe try to make
oh, Dimu.
Oh, no, it broke loose on him. He does get it back in again. Doesn't look like he actually hit it. But have a little bit of an update. It sounds like Steph was watching a little bit closer with what happened with Michael Houghton.
Yes, Michael Houghton, he got caught up in a little bit of turn 1 mess on lap 1. Had to take repairs, and he is out again.
Also understand he did not take a tow. He was able to drive it back around and get it in there. There you can see him back out on track, but he's got a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, we jump back up to our lead pack in the GTPs. Fabian Gerber leading the way over Lepisto, Albrecht, and now Iamaki is joining the fray.
I told you guys at the beginning, I have to survive the first 3 corners. I unfortunately didn't do that.
Gerber trying to stretch himself away. You can see they really...
It's the same thing happened to me last time we were here, except I got wrecked last time into turn 2.
Have a risk of damaging the aero on these cars?
Oh, absolutely, Joe. Yeah, they can be fragile beasts at times. You take too much of a curve shot, you're definitely either going to do some under tray damage or possibly some suspension damage.
I hate that I had to lose a lap.
Lepisto tries to outbrake Gerber.
I made no mistakes today.
But Gerber is going to carry the momentum. A little bit of squirming under the power from Lepisto, and Justin Albrecht sees if he can.
I would have loved to have been in this battle.
No dice this time. Not missing anything with the GTO class. So Hagner continuing to stretch a gap out. Riley Thompson, Hall, and Ruola starting to lose track of that leader.
All right, and Rob Olenek right now, I don't know. I don't know if he's holding anybody up, but boy, we've got quite a battle behind him. Is Mukanos and McCulloch going at it? You know, Phil Lake, I'm sorry, Joe, Phil Lake was charging up through the field, but he's kind of caught behind these guys now.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be tough for him to try to get by all these drivers. Mukanos trying to keep him back, but Phil Lake is not going to be denied as they come through 3 and 4. Wow, Mukanos pretty brave trying to come back from around the outside, and he's still not giving up. They bang doors. Oh. And he's finding grip the long way around.
Phil wrapped that curb, hit it hard, got the car up off the track.
Back up onto the oval.
Did you see how Phil cut that off there? Put a couple tires in the grass to get back up on the track.
He was looking to get that power down as soon as he
I have been thinking about messing around with the Lotus 49.
The 2 in front of him
that looks like a fun car. Or even the Lotus 79.
This battle continues for 6th place. Or 7th place in the GTOs. Looks like he's not going to have an attempt this time into turn 1. I see that James King is in the pits. Let's head down to Stefan. Do you have any idea what happened to James?
I'm currently looking through the replay. I do not know, but he is quite heavily damaged. Oh, there we go. Turn 3, he caught him out too fast in. And
yeah, I think he lost it in front of me.
Twice, very hard.
And just as we jumped away, you can see coming back, Lake coming on the inside of Nick Mukanos. It's a repeat of last lap, almost exactly.
Yeah, Lake hit the same curb, the same way again, but this time he's on the outside as they enter the oval. He's going to get the spot. Oh, Mcleod had to let up a little bit there, I think, Joe.
Nicely done by Phil Lake, moving himself into P7. About a 2-second gap up the road if he can catch Tanner McCullough. He might have a little bit of hassle doing it because Mukanos is already within the draft and he's trying to come back.
Yeah, but like we talked about in the pre-race, there's a little bit of lift involved there. It's really hard to get that run. Mukanos now coming around the outside as they come to the line.
Offline for Phil Lake. Can he get it woed up? Yes, he does. Looked a little bit sketchy ahead of them.
McCullough.
That's a nice paint.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all over Olenek, man. He almost got him rattled there in the turn. Olenek able to stretch away for just a moment.
Yeah, looking a little bit more like a trapper keeper today in that car. Yeah. The number 8.
That's where I've seen that before.
Number 8 leads the blue machine of Tanner McCullough back onto the oval. They're going to be just about 4 car lengths apart. It narrows down as the draft comes into play for Tanner. Does he have enough speed? And I think, wow. I think he's got the inside, and it looks like he's got it. Here comes up on the high side. Maybe use a little bit of oval tactics. Rob Olenek, over under, coming off the corner. That's going to give him the inside down into Heartburn turn. Outbreaks him just as the traffic comes up behind him. This is our leaders almost coming together. Fabian Gerber woes up to try to make sure he stays safe. Makes a little bit of contact with McCullough and still gets through.
Yeah, it's definitely contacted. Here comes Lepisto trying to squeeze it through.
This is exactly where they did not want to catch this group. Gonna manage to get through turn 5, now up to 6. Oh, and Albrecht spinning off course. Another one joins him, I think, Gabriel Lanini for a little bit, as well as Nick Mukanos.
Gabriel Lanini, that's the guy that brake checked me. Let's see what happens here.
Replay. Not sure if anybody's really to blame here. There's a lot happening.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, Joe, definitely a lot happening. And honestly, I think it started with Albrecht hitting the curb. I think that's really what started it all going bad there.
Yeah, I'd say that those curbs are bad news. Any curbs really usually are bad news for those GTP cars. We've switched up to Riley Thompson, second place. Continues to lose a little bit of touch with Yoni Hagner. It's about 1.5 seconds. He's keeping him within range, but he's going to have to get closer if he wants to try and take that first place away. You can see our leader in the GTPs, Fabian Gerber, going to sneak by. Could this potentially offer a little bit?
I'm curious. I want to see who got the fastest lap today.
Riley Thompson. I think Hagner, unfortunately, going to be passed on the oval. Fortunate for Yoni, not as fortunate for Riley.
Let me check
Riley
here real
had
quick.
a really bad transition back up to the track right there. Now, I know he was trying to get out of the way of Lepisto, but he's got to be careful. That car was upset for sure. Riley could ill afford any more trouble here as Yoni's now 2 seconds ahead.
All right, let's see here.
Looks like Riley, though, had a big slide up onto the oval.
Yeah, I can see this chat, Tony.
Behind him by about a second, with yet more traffic coming through.
58.7. That was the fastest lap. I hit a 58.9.
Overall, Rob Olenek.
I definitely have pace to be up there. Damn.
Joe, the Fat Timu fans have got a reason to cheer. I mean, he's up to 4th after just making a pass a moment ago here on Lignini.
Nicely done by Timu.
I can see both Twitch and YouTube chat, Tony.
There we see Lanini now in 5th, having gained some spots from Albrecht, having his off earlier as well. In fact, speaking of which, Albrecht now passing that battle for 5th in the GTOs. Rob Olenek still has Tanner McCullough behind him, and now they've got Phil Lake, who's run them down.
Yeah, this has been all part of Phil trying to recover from a bad qualifying effort.
I think that's me. I'm not sure. Let me see.
He's definitely caught him and caught him on this lap right here. This is going to get interesting through the infield. Houghton got
that's me.
Got to them at just the right time.
But they also have Fabian Jungbluth and, well, I guess just Fabian Jungbluth, mercifully, coming up behind them. You can see how close to the rear McCullough is getting on Rob Olenek as we ride on board with Rob. And in the background, we're catching glances of Phil Lake closing in. Jungbluth catches them coming up to turn 6. Let's see if he tries to wait patiently or try and squeeze through. Looks like he's going to give him a little bit of time and now swing on by on the outside of NASCAR 1 and 2. Oh, it's a big moment for the car ahead of him, Phil Lake.
That's me.
Joe, that transition's it's not fun in any car, but in the Audi, you'd think four-wheel drive, no problem, you get right through it. No, not so much. It really upset the car. You hit it wrong. Here comes McCullough on the outside, though, getting by Mucanos. And, oh, there's Jungbluth getting held up.
Yep, boxed in with no place to go. And Rob Olenek deep on the brakes. Over-under as they almost touch. They're still holding
crazy.
Up Jungbluth, who thankfully has no one to race right now. Olenek gets it back.
No, that looked like Chrome Horn to me. I think they did touch, but poor Fabian, he's just wrong place at the wrong time.
Talked about having to be patient. He had to be extremely patient through that first set of corners. So we ride on board with Jungbluth.
He's still being patient, Joe, if I'm being honest, man. He's played this well. I mean, obviously he didn't get caught up in anything here. Finally, he's going to be able to get around Mucanos and get away from all this, but for the last 2 laps, Fabian Jungbluth has been a really nice guy to not upset that battle.
Absolutely. Well, and we've seen that in the Kamel GT series, being patient actually does tend to pay off. Because as long as you keep the car whole, you're going to usually scalp some positions as we continue to watch this 3-way fight for 5th position. You mentioned earlier, Sean, that the drivers should be happy that they had a split field as Rob Olenek gets the wall coming through turn 1, just grazes it. And unfortunately, McCullough not able to take advantage. But
go ahead. No, you finish your thought.
I was going to say that I think one driver that's glad that it split is Phil Lake. Imagine if he had to go through a field twice as big from the back.
Oh, I would have loved having a big a field twice as big. That would have been awesome.
Phil at the moment. Why? Because, well, Mucanos. I gotta be honest. Oh, Phil with a little trouble hitting that transition again.
Yep.
But I've been wanting to say Tanner McCullough, very, very impressive today. His drive, he has given Rob Olenek all he can handle, and this isn't over. This is far from over here.
Oh, and Fat Timu's had another problem. This was in turns 3 and 4.
He's just going to lose the grip here, Joe.
And as soon as those rear tires touched the dirt, that was it. There was
whoa!
Wow, it was wobbling as soon as he entered the corner. Almost the second he hit those brakes.
Poor Timu.
Comes back.
Bad race.
Unfortunately, he's down in 6th now. He lost 2 spots. So while we were watching that, looks like Tanner's gotten past Rob. We'll take a look at this replay. Ooh, up and around the high side.
Yeah, Tanner taking the road less traveled there.
Can he do it?
Just a really solid run off of turn 4 completes that for him.
Oh, very well done. He talked about how impressive it is that he's where he is, and I have to say that he's earning this spot. I mean, this isn't just a fluke that he's run into. Clearly, he's got something under that car. Meanwhile, Rob Lake. Yeah, Rob Olenek has something under him. That is the car of Phil Lake. Looking to the inside of turn 1, Rob gives the wall a much wider berth, and Phil Lake loses control nearly.
I think he hit the wall. I think he clipped it, Joe. He did. He's got some left front damage because of that now.
Yeah, we can see a little bit of damage on Phil Lake.
A little bit of scratchy.
Both sides.
So,
well, when you start at the back,
at the beginning, Tony, Am I still in here? No, I'm not. So at the beginning, we were going too wide into turn 2. You know, the double right-hander, or turn 3, whatever that may be. One of the guys in front of me brake checked a little bit. I mean, he kind of lost the rear end, tried to catch it. He drove straight and braked into the corner, and I had no chance to brake the car. I was, you know, sliding the tires, and I hit his rear end slightly. And then when we got back onto the oval, the car was down on speed. I couldn't even get it into 5th gear. It was so slow. So I just decided to pit, lost 40 seconds for the repair, and came back out, lap down.
Along the way, coming
That's
back
basically
up to the field.
what happened.
But that damage may be critical to his top-end speed and whether or not he can get back to the draft.
And after the damage, my top end was
started at the back.
Probably 4, maybe 5 miles an hour below where it should have been.
Up to the next driver, so he still has a chance to try and make this a race.
It's Charlotte road course. I mean,
again with Rob Olenek.
Before the race even started, I was just trying in the mentality of just surviving. I know I wasn't going to do well here.
And he's chopped off.
Boy,
this first section is a pain in the ass.
Smoking those tires straight into one. Whew, that was a great pass. Bold.
Is that the road course equivalent of a slide job?
Yeah.
Speaking of a slide job,
McLeod.
Oh, McLeod.
Spinning.
And he gets into him, T-bones him directly. Rob Olenek,
that's how I got
blinded by the car of James
8th
King,
position.
No place to go. A confluence of all the
dive bomb there. Shouldn't have done that.
For poor Rob Olenek.
And then karma bites back. Yep.
He just couldn't have known that was about to happen.
No, it's just unfortunate, really. Rob had such a strong car, and now he's going to have to try and wheel around the rest of this race with that damage.
Yeah, that's a bad move from Clayton.
Lose a little bit of control. Thinks he's got it gathered back together. Oh, he could have maybe seen the car coming, but just
should have kept his foot on the gas.
He appeared
Clayton
out of nowhere from around James King. All right, so our leader up in the GTPs is still Fabian Gerber. He's only leading by about 3 seconds, though. That could disappear quickly in this series. And it's a similar gap from Joni Hagner to Riley Thompson in the GTOs, just over 3 seconds. "20 minutes left in the race, so we're just about hitting that halfway mark."
You know, Joe, I think Riley's biggest problem has just been him being slowed down by the traffic. I think if all things were even,
I think this is where Yone.
the pace to Yone is pretty close lap by lap. So
on screen,
into
the fence. We warned drivers about that one, and Joni Kajanen unfortunately falls victim to that chain link.
This is the same guy that brake checked me. The guy in the purple and red car.
Of course, he was going side by side here and with the car Gabriel Lanini.
He's taking out 2 Mindtrick cars today.
It was like a vacuum. As soon as he touched the grass, he was sucked in. So that puts him down in 7th. We don't need to go back to it. I can report that Clayton Mcleod also got into the wall a lap or 2 ago. I think his car is severely damaged from that contact with Olenek. Right on board now with Teemu Toika.
That's me back there.
Down day for Fat Teemu. Justin Albrecht just behind him. That is 4th position. The car behind them, though, that's Michael Houghton. That is not 4th position.
Even with the deficit on the oval, I was keeping pace with these guys.
Even Laughter was sliding a little bit there up the turn.
We've seen that so many times from these drivers. Fat Teemu gonna have to weave in and out of these GTO cars. So is Albrecht. Oh, and Albrecht picked a little bit of the wrong side. Gets held up. Oh, trying to go over the outside. That is so scary coming off turn 4. Dear goodness. They all come out the other side. Ben Laughter still ahead of Mukanos in the GTOs. And Lanini
That's
still
me
leading
chasing
Toyka and
Justin,
Albrecht.
but I'm a lap down. I'm in that all red and white car. Behind the yellow.
Joe, Riley Thompson gets caught at a good spot on track. Finally on the backstretch, and 3 are able to pass him clean there.
Yep, including James King, who's on the same lap. One thing we haven't pointed out, Sean, the difficulties when these faster class cars get on the same lap as you. Not getting the blue flag being waved.
Yeah, right, exactly. That blue flag, a big help when you're not focusing on your relative, obviously. Little time to do that here at the Charlotte Roval.
Got a bit of a battle between Albrecht and Toyka. This is for 5th. Oh, as the car, Ove Traegerade almost got into the wall.
I was trying to apply pressure to these guys, see if they could make a mistake.
Toyka.
Oh!
Oh, and another spin in the same corner for Teemu Toyka, just like that. It goes away from him. Wow. My goodness, when we come to the onboard of Toyka on the replay, he was already crossed up into turn 1.
Yeah, too quick.
God, that happened so fast. He is severely damaged this time.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Toyka's going to have to take it into the pits and call it a day.
He really bended there, Joe. With that car, there's not really a straight corner left on the right side of it, at least.
And that's the side you want.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to limp this thing around for another 16 minutes. Meanwhile, Laughter and Lucanos.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe, these two have been going at it for quite a while. It's been back and forth, back and forth. I don't know that this 9th spot has been settled. Not even close to being settled. Now they've got, who's that behind him? Is that McLeod? Yeah, it is. Clayton coming through.
And this is the last of the running Audis. This is basically a battle to not come in dead last place here for this class. A lot of curb to the inside for Mucanos.
Sure was. Got them peanuts jumping.
So as they come back onto the oval, Mucanos trying to see if he could pry this away from Laughter, but doesn't get a good exit. And poor Clayton Mcleod, he's not fighting anybody, so he's just going to have to sit and wait.
Oh, look at that run. Wow.
Come on, Ben, keep it in there.
Draft seems to be pretty helpful today. Oh, but yet again, that inside, pinching down. Mucanos trying to see if he can outbrake him into turn 1, but heartburn turn for this moment. Gonna go for Laughter, or is it? Giving him another go. Nick Mucanos finds the exit off the corner. Now down into 3. It switches back in favor of Ben Laughter. Can he finally put it to rest?
Mucanos got on the gas earlier.
Wow, Mucanos with a power move. And still Clayton Mcleod has not passed them. That whole time I was watching that battle, I wasn't really paying attention to the fact that Clayton was just kind of sitting behind him. Oh, battle for 5th between Tanner McCullough and Phil Lake now.
Phil's been trying to sort this out for, what, a third of this race. And he hasn't done it yet. Tanner McCullough's been strong, man. Ever since they were able to drop Rob Olenek from the battle, it's been on, game on. And Phil just can't get past him, Joe.
A little bit of off track using that 4-wheel drive, Tanner McCullough. And he doesn't lose the position. This has been a hard-fought fight between these two. Probably not what Phil Lake wanted. He probably wanted to hustle his way up to the leaders to see if he could get a podium. It looks like that is not on the cards the way things are going. As they enter the oval one more time, the prototypes between Justin Albrecht and Gabriel Lanini also been close to each other for much of this race. Lanini trying the outside as they break for turn once again, and he breaks very late. Manages to get side by side Justin Albrecht not going to give it up as it stays in his favor coming through turn 2. But look at this, Lanini now into 3 and then 4. He gets it done.
I got to be honest with you, Joe. I love that Wins car. I think that's cool looking.
I like both of them. I'm a fan of this Pennzoil machine.
Yes, me too, sure.
Having grown up a fan of Rick Mears, I quite enjoy that paint scheme he's got.
I'm sure you do, yeah. They're pulling up on Yoni, our leader in the GTO class. He's got it out to 4.8 over Riley now. Yoni getting caught at a good spot.
Yep, this is exactly where he wants this to happen. Or does it? Gets a little bit held up in the corner. Doesn't want to be that high up there, but that's why he's got a gap to the drivers behind. Albrecht not giving up on this, trying to come back yet again, but a defensive move by Lanini into the first corner. Going to keep him safe for now. That is Michael Houghton still a lap down behind them. So he just has no input on the way this battle goes unless he decides the time is right to try and get by.
Hey, Joe, I got to bring this up. Jamie Hall has caught Billy Raiola. I don't know. I guess I took my eyes off of it for too long, but all of a sudden, Jamie is right there in his rear window.
And let's stay with this, but just to report, Rob Olenek has lost another spot to Ove Train Parade. Rob now down to P8. Of course, his car being damaged, he's probably very slow in a straight line.
Yeah, again, that front end damage, he's going to be fortunate to finish this race with a little under 12 minutes left to go. He should make it.
That car's banged up.
And Steph, I'm kind of curious. We've talked about how they need a little bit of a lift in the oval portion, and we've seen a few drivers on the GTO side kind of try to use the high side. Do you think any oval experience would help these drivers? I mean, being able to know how to read how the grip is on a bank turn like that?
It's hard to say, but I would say it doesn't really help because of this four-wheel drive. Because you have the really high grip now on the low side and then no grip at all on the high side. So it affects by quite a lot the GTO. But what you can do is take the high part in the first turn and then have the lift and then shoot down low and try to get the car in front of you out of the turn. But apart from that, running the high side is not really an option for the GTOs.
Right now, an option for Jamie Hall is to get in the slipstream. Let's see if he ducks to the inside. Yes, he does. Billy Raiola does not defend. Is he going to try exactly what Stefan just described? Starts out high, cuts down low, gets back within that slipstream, and he starts to gain, but is it enough to be able to outbrake him in turn one? Yes, it is. He is looking to the inside, down to the first corner. Can the Finn get it done over the Brit? No, he cannot.
Wow, and Jamie just with a great late apex there, Joe, and taking the really wide way around, but kept the momentum up and able to squeeze it through. Hang on to the podium spot, but boy, the podium spot is going to be in question until we get the checkered flag.
I was going to say, unless a big mistake happens from Billy, I doubt that he is going to drop back from Jamie Hall at this point. Hall might have run him down, but we've seen the draft plays a major role as once again they bound onto the banking of NASCAR 1 and 2, just pounding the bottom of the car. 9 minutes left, and already the very next lap, here comes Billy Raiola. Pulls the move on him, but what has Phil Lake learned? Oh, wow, he's a lot closer.
Yeah.
He is so much closer off of 4.
Okay, so, right, we're trying to figure out an end game here. With now 9 minutes left, it's time to start figuring out what you can do and what you can't do.
Excuse me, Jamie Hall, not Phil Lake.
Yeah.
Similarly painted cars. Oh, Fabian Gerber, our leader. Our leader had a big problem in turn 1. And this was all of his own making. Let's watch the replay. Just about mid-corner, It starts to go away from him. He tries to gather it together, but there's that wall right to the inside, and there's definite damage.
Like he had a bad race too.
On that car now.
And Lepisto goes screaming on by as he's trying to get it sorted out and turned around.
Too quick.
So our new leader, Antti Lepisto, up to the front. It looked like this was Fabian Gerber's race to lose, and indeed it was. Thankfully, he's out ahead of Arto Iamaki, and he's got about 4 seconds, but how damaged is that car, and how slow is that making his lap times? That's the question. As we caught up with that action, right now it's Rolla ahead of Hall. Oh, and take that back. It's Hall ahead of Rolla.
Yeah, well, Billy made a mistake there, Joe. Put a couple tires off in the dirt or the grass or the fescue, whatever you refer to that stuff as. They have laid in the infield here in Charlotte.
If it's grass, it's very dead grass. They need to. iRacing needs to hire some groundskeepers, I think.
Yeah, they need to get the lawn boy out and get a little work done.
Round 1 and 2. They've also got some traffic coming up. Our leader in the GTPs, Antti Lepisto. And he's going to meet the cars too wide, which is not good for him. He will be able to go up to the high side. It gets a little sketchy coming off the corner. Both of them able to hold low. Villi Rolla covers off the inside. Jamie Hall. See if he pulls the over-under maybe. No, he's going to pull the over-over. Carries the momentum. At least for now, still speeding through. Jamie Hall on the charge. Gets the inside for 3.
Oh, and I'm sure Jamie's got to have like just a big grin on his face right now. I'm sure we know him pretty well. He's having a blast right at the moment.
Oh, now he gets tipped as Villi Rolla gets into the side of him, but Jamie recovers.
Oh, and Rolla's going to struggle there. Here we go with the replay.
Rolla trying to pass in a place you don't often pass. Look at that, sticking his nose in down to 5. Coming up to 6, just a little too close, taps and pulls back. And wow, what a save was that.
Yeah, he does pull back, but after he pulls back, he runs the car off wide into the grass. That's brought Tanner McCullough to his bumper.
And that's the break that Hall needed, I think, because remember, he ran him down, so he knew he was faster. He just wanted to break that slipstream over anything else.
Now, Hall's just got to avoid all the traffic coming through here over the next 5 minutes.
And try to hold off Tanner McCullough, because you know Tanner's not going to sit still. He sees another position. I think he's going to try and take it. 5 minutes left to go on the clock. The time is ticking down. This has been an exciting race, but tamer than we expected, which is probably a good thing. This race has had plenty of excitement. I don't think we needed anything more, just like that moment right there as James King goes to the inside of Tanner McCullough exactly when McCullough didn't want it. So our leaders currently, Antti Lepisto up at the front of the GTPs. Joni Hagner still up at the front of the GTOs and extending it. It's 5.5 seconds between Hagner and Thompson. Just hasn't had anything for him.
Joni had a great start to the race, Joe. He's capitalized that on ever since the green flag dropped.
Technology on a fast track, says the Toyota liveried Audi. Very fast track. A little bit of damage on the right front. I've noticed that on a few of them. I suspect that might be from hitting the embankment when they come up onto the oval portion.
Well, Kajanen spun it down at turn 6, and that was right in front of Trengarade and Olenek, who were battling. That's for 7th place, those two.
We come back live. That looked like a little bit too much curb to the inside for Kajanen. Meanwhile, battle on screen. This is Albrecht yet again with Lanini, but he's going to get held up as they try to split the Audi of Villirola. Down to the inside goes Lanini. To the outside goes Albrecht, and Albrecht comes away the leader. Oof, we wondered about the damage from Fabian Gerber. Ardo Iamaki in that red and black GTP car, I think has the pace on him. It's 3 minutes to go. If you're Fabian, do you go defensive or do you just let it happen? A little bit of lap traffic and Joni Hagner up ahead of Gerber. Certainly not helping the situation.
How dare you call Joni Hagner lap traffic?
Or the slower class.
Yeah, right.
All right, they both get through. Hagner, who is very good in that slower class, knows how to let those drivers by. So the battle for second continues. But I think Gerber, ever since the traffic, has got himself back together. Riley Thompson sort of held him up a little bit earlier, and that's what brought that gap down. Only 58-second laps that we see. 59-second laps for some. And these GTP cars. So I believe we'll get 2 more to go.
Joe, Villarreal is going to be really lucky here if he can hold off Tanner McCullough. Tanner still driving the wheels off of that Audi, and with a little bit of company there behind him to get around. But Yoni's, I think Yoni's got him clear, but Yoni's a little bit off pace. McCullough going to come around. He didn't need that, actually, to slow him down. He was really, really making ground there on Villarreal. Still is.
Yep, he's going to stay in the slipstream, pull him in. McCullough could make an attack down into Heartburn turn, but he decides not to. Out into the infield yet again. Working around the outside. Kajanen now leaves them through as to go. Villirola under threat from Tanner McCullough for that 4th position. They've also got Phil Lake gaining on them as 2nd place. Looks to have swapped positions. Ardo Iamaki gets by Fabian Gerber. Watching the replay. Ooh, yeah, that straight line speed. Poor Gerber is limping. I don't think he'll have any response unless traffic maybe causes a hassle for Ardo.
We got the white flag out, Joe.
Oh, and Tanner McCullough, I think being attacked by Villirola, but he's going to manage to get back by him. And unfortunately, we're going to have to leave that battle because Antti Lepisto is coming around NASCAR 3 and 4. We already had a surprise win earlier today here on GSRC. We're going to get a second one. Antti Lepisto with the win here at Charlotte.
Joni Hagner is going to get this done, Joe, and win the race today on the Charlotte Roval. Again, it was all about the start. He never was challenged after the start of the race. Got a great jump and takes the win. Tanner McCullough back there. Joe was able to pull away from Villarreal in the infield, and he's going to come across
in 4th place, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get himself a 4th place finish if he can just make it through NASCAR 4 here.
And I think he's got that easily indeed. Boy, what a run by the number 7.